And the more enticing the content, the better. Like the exclusive, like only on Patreon, like here's where the wild shit lives or something like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
only things they can see, like things that they want to see, but they can't until they go through the paywall.
Right.
That's the thing. Like we have 3 levels. First level is you get a weekly vlog, which has been really hard in the pandemic. And we've missed a few of them just because there's nothing fucking going on. So what are you going to vlog?
What is the vlog?
Exactly. It can be anything, but we just film random things. But sometimes
Okay.
we just have, I mean, we all had COVID at one point. Like we just have been through a lot of shit during the last year. Too much info. Shut up, Will. And the middle one is like a bonus episode. So we'll put out like another, 15, 20 minute long episode. And we usually get wild on there.
Okay.
Unquote, like just a little crazier and funnier. And then,
Like you say things you wouldn't normally say?
kind of,
or
yeah. We just talk a lot of just like dirtier
you're
shit.
shirtless or?
Yeah, they fucking wish I wasn't.
That's a good idea.
And then the last level is like you get all that shit plus like free tickets to shows.
Okay.
For
yeah.
them, it'll be like you and +1 if you get the highest. You're a producer, so your name is in the credits, which people like.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you get you and +1 free tickets.
That's mine right now
Brent
too.
Jason.
It's producer credit,
Yeah.
and you get 2 tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good. And I think if I'm going to do one for my YouTube, like my vlog, like which I'm really happy and proud of, I'm going to do a Patreon for that. That'll include like a hangout with people, like a Zoom hangout with people and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to do that.
That's
'Cause
smart.
That's worth it, I think.
Do you
know what
think
I
the
mean? That
extra
type of thing.
episode is worth it in this environment where there's so many extra episodes?
I think if you're a real fan, yes. Because people are obsessed with our podcast. There's a few people that are just like diehard. Like it'll be up late and they'll be like, where's the goddamn episode?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say it's worth it.
And is the engagement high in Patreon? Like, are they commenting in Patreon?
Sometimes. Yeah. We don't have a ton. I mean, we make decent money off Patreon,
Yeah.
but it's the amount of people that actually watch it, it's like kind of low. Like people are subscribing and like not even watching this shit. Some people I think are just supporting
That's what I was finding.
the thing, which is, I mean, awesome. Who cares if they
Yeah.
watch it? You know what I mean? As long as they're supporting the cause.
That's how exactly the place I was in. I was putting it out. I didn't feel like people were watching it, but they were still subscribing. And
Thanks for the money.
but it's also like it's weird to create this stuff that goes into a paywall ether.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it also feels kind of icky a little bit to be like, pay me so you can see my life. Like it also feels kind of weird, but
Yeah. I don't like the concept of it at all, personally.
it's what we got to do. Especially now's the time to fucking do it. Like this is a reminder to me to like
Yeah.
set that shit up soon because it's so worth it. I'll do what I
Right.
have to do. Like now's the time to be like, oh, now I make X amount from Patreon and my own Patreon. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
now's the time to figure that shit out.
When you switch to doing having the other person do the thumbnails, like the more
Yeah. Which is like last week that happened. It's
Oh,
very,
that's
very
okay.
recent.
So you guys haven't really A/B'd and seen the difference yet? Okay,
Not really.
interesting.
I mean, the thumbnails are beautiful. I've never been happier to be demoted in my entire life. It's a beautiful thing.
yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm like kind of skeptical about all that stuff just because we've tried a couple of those little tricky things and it hasn't really done anything.
Well, like click here to see Elon Musk react kind of stuff.
Yeah. The reaction stuff we actually did pretty well, but then the copyright takes it down. Like we did reaction videos for a while, but then you get fucked with copyright and we haven't figured out a way around it. It's really tricky.
What copyright for what?
Like a music video. If we do like a music video reaction, which we had like those guys, we did like a WAP reaction and that got like 200,000 views on our clip channel.
Okay.
But then it got taken down.
Is it because can it live on there and not be monetized?
Oh, it wasn't monetized at all.
It still had to come down.
Yep. They blocked it. It had to come down like legit. We don't monetize really anything on that.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Because sometimes you can use the copyright as long as you don't monetize it.
Yeah, we weren't even monetizing it.
Interesting.
Just blocked it. They were like, fuck you.
Maybe some artists are like, you're not allowed to ever do that.
But then how do these kids make so much money on reaction videos? Reaction videos are huge. That's why we're doing it. But people aren't getting like their videos taken down. And we can't figure out a way around it. Like we've tried. There's ways. I mean, there's hacky ways where you can be like, you put up a video and then here's a link to watch it on Vimeo or something.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got to have it on YouTube though, you know?
That's where you need the view count.
Exactly. So it's just a weird world that like I don't really like a lot of the stuff I don't really want to be a part of. Like not like I don't want to be part of that, but it's like I don't even like well, I want to focus my energy like elsewhere because that's such a beast. YouTube is such a beast.
Yeah.
And I don't know it. I can't figure it out.
Yeah. Does it happen by itself or does it?
Oh, put in the description the word react and that video will get more views. And it's like, how?
I don't know if that's really the case. I think it's just like if people like it.
Yeah, that's how. What's
Like,
what
do you
I
think Tim Dillon, like, other than the fact that people like his podcast, you don't see a lot of like clickbaity stuff on his stuff. It's just like the episode. It's like one camera. It's not a lot
Very
of,
simple. That's a great example.
Very simple.
No editing.
No
That's
editing.
dude, that's like a fucking wet dream for me watching his podcast. There's
Yeah.
no editing. You just fucking sync up the audio and then you're done.
I love the guy just laughing.
It's great. Dude, I watched that. I was like, this is a beauty. Like, you don't even need all the bullshit.
Yeah.
His is so successful with no editing. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
doing multicam editing and shit. I'm like, what?
Right now we got 3 cams here.
Yeah, you're crushed, which looks amazing, but it's like, I guess fucking, I don't know, man. It's like, who knows? I think at the end of the day, it's just good content.
Yeah.
You know? But also, he was like probably on Rogan and like that helped his stuff. So it's like, there's so much that goes into it. you
Right,
know?
but the defining factor seems to be true fans.
Yep.
Not necessarily, because we're not doing like clickbait product reviews. Like, we're not in the game to create views. We're in the game to do comedy. And the platform is making us do these things.
Yep.
But you can also be bigger than the platform, which is the goal. Like the best podcasters are bigger than the platform and no longer
Absolutely.
need to clickbait.
This isn't, they have enough money. They don't even, yeah, exactly. They have enough views. They have enough audience. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the goal. But man, and there's like so many goddamn podcasts. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah. But I think like this was told to me is like, hey, everyone's going to tell you there's too many podcasts and don't ignore them and just do it.
Yeah.
And I waited a year before I did it.
Yeah.
And that I lost a year.
Yeah,
basically.
I know. It takes so goddamn long because we even look at podcasts they're successful and they've been going for so long. Like Your Mom's House is probably my favorite podcast. I'm like a diehard fan of that show.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for like 8-9 years. So it's like, yeah, that makes sense. 'Cause
Right.
They fucking put in the work for so long.
And they're part of the OG squad that really popped off in terms of comedy podcasts.
Yeah, it just takes a long time, but people don't want to be patient, and ride through it, I mean, it helps if you're already a little bit known.
Yeah.
It's like when Bobby Lee started a podcast. It's not like, who's Bobby Lee?
Right.
You're like, oh, well, I know who he is. So it's nice to have that.
It's nice to have the rep going into it, but you can also build the rep because of it.
Look at the dudes at like Cumtown. That podcast, they don't even do video.
Yeah.
It's like, so if that's the case, like, what the fuck are we doing? How did that happen?
Right. Well, their timing is good. It's a good name.
They did it. I just, that is like, I can't, like that. What an exception. Like they like, oh, if they can do it, that's kind of hope for everyone else. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking amazing.
Isn't that a lot of life now? You look at stuff. Well, if they do
it,
I can do that.
Yeah. If robots can do stand up, I should be able to do stand up.
Yeah. But maybe like maybe we're thinking about it wrong. The way that everyone thinks they can do stand up. Maybe we're just thinking everyone can do YouTube or everyone can do.
Not
this.
everyone can make it on that shit. You can try.
It is depressing when like a simple review of like the new iPhone video is like bigger than any podcast video.
Oh my God, fucking unboxing.
Or,
Kids
yeah.
unboxing a toy will get more views than I'll ever get in my entire life. And I'm like, what am I even doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing?
But I think that's a good point that's not the reason. Like we're not in it to do that.
No, it's just supplemental shit. Just because we're doing it because we feel like we should do it. We're supposed to do it.
Yeah, and we've been tilted towards it. That at the end of the day, hopefully it can all circle back to like our live
I know.
gigs.
I know. That's the whole point.